Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Finsbury Food Group PLC Annual General Meeting. Throughout today's meeting, attendees online will be in listen-only mode. As stated in the notice of AGM, the broadcast will not have an interactive forum, and shareholders will not be able to submit questions during today's Annual General Meeting. I'd like now to hand over to Peter Baker, Non-Executive Chairman of Finsbury Food Group. Good morning.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. It is now 9 a.m. and we do have a quorum present. I therefore declare the 98th Annual General Meeting of Finsbury Foods Group PLC open. My name, as you've heard, is Peter Baker. I'm Chair of the company, and I'd like to welcome you to this Annual General Meeting of the company, and welcome also to all of you online. Thank you for joining us. With me today are my fellow board members, John Duffy, Stephen Boyd, Marnie Millard, and then on the end, Raymond Dwiggan and Bob Beveridge by my side. And for those in the room, we do have a couple of housekeeping matters. Could I please request that you turn your phones to silent? And for the duration of the whole meeting, in the event of a fire alarm, please proceed to the fire exit or follow instructions from the fire marshal. And the fire exit is over there. So straight to trading update. I'm pleased to provide shareholders with an update on the first 4 months of trading in this new financial year. It's as follows. As reported in the group's full year results in September, to have delivered a record revenue performance that was in line with market expectations, despite the numerous and complex challenges that we faced. We've demonstrated the resilience and agility of the group and the enduring appeal of our product range. These challenges started with the effects of COVID-19 crisis, as we know, which was then followed by very significant cost inflation of all inputs, whether it be materials, utilities, labour, and indeed overheads in general. The robust performance of the previous financial year to the 2nd of July 2022 has continued into the current financial year. Sales for the first 4 months of our financial year 23 grew by 15.7% to £122.8 million, driven by a mix of volume growth of 1.1% and price recovery of 14.6%. Our retail business continues to perform well, food service continued to bounce back, and our overseas division continued to see strong growth. The macroeconomic and cost inflation headwinds that we've had to face throughout the opening months of this new financial year have been at levels in excess of those experienced in the last year, FY22. These are set to persist for the remainder of the year, making it difficult to predict exactly how the rest of the year will unfold. However, we continue to mitigate them through revised commercial arrangements, operational improvements, and other supply chain and overhead initiatives. Whilst it is too early to categorise it as a long-term trend, we are starting to see a shift in consumer behaviour as they look to spend in less expensive retail channels and are seeking greater value for money, which should accelerate a food retailer's own label sales. We believe our market proposition in these channels and the diversification of our product range will stand us in good stead as we navigate this challenging economic environment. Looking ahead, our focus on strategic execution will not waver, and we are committed to making sustained progress against our 3 pillars of excellence, growth, and responsibility, all of which are underpinned by our operating principles. Finsbury has a strong track record of moving forwards as a business in difficult times, and this gives the board confidence that the group will continue to make progress and deliver profitable growth. And that's the end of the update, and that was released to the market at 7 o'clock this morning, and a copy of the announcement can be found on the company's website or at the company's page of the London Stock Exchange website. So as John and Steve gave a presentation on the company's preliminary results through the Investor Meet company platforms on the 27th of September, which was open to all shareholders, we do not propose to give a results presentation today. For anyone that would like to view that presentation, it is available to watch on the Investor Meet company platform and can also be seen on YouTube if you search for Finsbury Food Group PLC, full year results 2022. I can confirm that the company intends to run another Investor Meet company session as part of the interim results roadshow. That is also open to all our shareholders and provides a good opportunity for our smaller investors to hear from the company direct and of course to put any questions they may have. We will announce details nearer the time. You may also wish to register on the Investor Meet company platform and register your interest in Finsbury to receive updates on the company's presentation timetable. So we've provided an opportunity for shareholders to submit questions in advance, but we have not received any that we consider require any response to the meeting at large. So unless there are any comments or questions to the board from those shareholders present concerning the matters referred to in the notice, including any of the proposed resolutions, I would ask them to raise their hands now. No, thank you. So without any questions, I'll propose that we move and proceed to the formal business of the meeting. The notice convening today's annual general meeting, setting out the resolutions to be proposed and explanatory notes was posted to shareholders on the 24th of October. Accordingly, the requisite notice of the meeting has been given. I propose, therefore, that with your consent, the notice of the meeting should be taken as read. And is that agreed? Thank you. So I will proceed. Voting for this meeting, in accordance with best practice, all resolutions will be voted on a poll. Poll cards were provided on arrival to those eligible to vote, and I'm directing that the votes be conducted on a poll in accordance with my right to do so under Article 69 of the company's Articles of Association. And I am appointing one advisory as scrutineers. I will cast the proxy votes held by me in the poll, and if shareholders are present today and also appointed me as their proxy, they do not need to complete a poll card if that's the case. You may, however, participate if you wish to do so, and you must participate if you wish to change your original vote. Your vote will then be deducted from the proxy vote. Ordinary resolutions require a simple majority of votes to pass, and special resolutions require 75% or more of votes to pass. I will put the resolutions to the meeting, one after the other, in summarised form. The full terms of the resolutions are set out in the full notice, and you will be voting on the full wording of the resolutions as set out in the notice. I should also note that I'm holding proxy votes in favour of each resolution, and the proxy vote totals are in excess of 80% for Resolution 4 and over 98% for all other resolutions. And we'll just be taking some inquiries as to why we're at 80% for Resolution 4, but obviously that's still in favour. Proxies have been submitted by shareholders holding over 71 million shares, representing over 54% of the company's issued share capital. So on that basis, I'll move to Resolution 1. The annual report and accounts for the year ended the 2nd of July 2022 have been circulated to shareholders together with the auditor's report thereon. I would now like to propose the passing of the first resolution, which is proposed as an ordinary resolution, to receive the reports of the directors and financial statements for the 53 weeks ended 2nd of July 2022, together with the report of the auditors thereon. Okay. Second resolution, I now propose the passing of Resolution 2, which is being proposed as an ordinary resolution to re-elect Robert Beveridge as a director. Resolution 3, I now propose the passing of the Resolution 3, which is an ordinary resolution to re-elect Marnie Millard as a director. And 4, I now propose the passing of Resolution 4, which is an ordinary resolution, and that's to re-elect Raymond Brigman as director. And on to Resolution 5. I now propose the passing of Resolution 5, which is an ordinary resolution as well, to declare a final dividend for the 53 weeks ended 2nd of July 2022 of 1.67 pence per ordinary share. And then Resolution 6, I now propose the passing of that resolution, which is an ordinary resolution again, to reappoint PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP as auditor of the company to hold office until the conclusion of the next general meeting at which accounts are laid before the company. Resolution 7, I now propose the passing of Resolution 7, which is being proposed as an ordinary resolution to authorise the directors to determine the fees payable to the auditor. Resolution 8, I propose the passing of Resolution 8, which is proposed also as an ordinary resolution that the directors be generally authorised to allot shares and to grant rights to subscribe for or to convert any security into shares on the terms set out in the notice. And Resolution 9, I now propose the passing of Resolution 9, which is being proposed as a special resolution, that the directors be empowered to allot equity securities for cash pursuant to the general authority conferred on them by Resolution 8 and otherwise in accordance with the terms set out in the notice. And finally, Resolution 10, I now propose the passing of Resolution 10, which is also being proposed as a special resolution, that the company be authorised to make market purchases of its ordinary shares of 1 pence each on the terms set out in the notice. So I've now proposed all the resolutions as set out in the notice, and I now declare the poll open. Please complete your poll cards by ticking the appropriate box against each resolution, completing your details and signing the form. Please note that a vote withheld is not a vote in law and will not be counted on the proportion of votes for or against a resolution. Completed poll cards will be collected by the Company Secretary. All the poll cards have been submitted, and I now declare the poll closed. The poll votes have been counted, and I can confirm that following the poll, all the resolutions have been passed by the requisite majority. The results of the poll, including the exact figures and percentages, will be announced via RNS as soon as reasonably practicable after the meeting. And this concludes the formal business of the meeting. So if there's any general questions or questions from the floor, please ask them now. Any other questions? No? Thank you very much. So on that basis, if there's no other business, I'm just checking, I declare the meeting closed, and thank you all for your attendance.
That's great. Thank you to the board of Finsbury Food Group. Could I please ask investors on the call not to close this session, as we'll now automatically redirect you for the opportunity to provide your feedback in order that the board can better understand your views and expectations. This may take a few moments to complete, but I'm sure will be greatly valued by the company. On behalf of the board of Finsbury Food Group PLC, I'd like to thank you for attending today's annual general meeting. Good morning to you all.